man.
Not procrastinating. Rex needs to get his brain examined. Have you seen his behavior recently? Let's not forget that I have him on loan from the king. He's gonna want this guy back eventually. It's not gonna take him long to figure out that I haven't exactly been careful with his canine friend. I think the bullet holes are gonna give that away, so the least I can do is get Rex's brain fixed. Yes, well, this follower's safe house is on the way to this Jacobstown place. I'll end up spending, what, 10 minutes here at most? I'm not expecting much anyway, probably just a bunch of microscopes and bone saws in there. But Julie gave me a key as thanks, so the least I could do is check it out. What the fuck? Who's shooting at us? Oh hey guys, haven't heard from you in a while. How was the funeral? Sorry I didn't show up. Here's a token of my apology. Wow, my throwing arm is having a day off. Did we lose Rex already? Hey, do me a favor and play with this instead.
That hat doesn't suit you.
Look, gentlemen, I know you're upset. But this isn't gonna bring him back. To be fair, it is a good way to join him, I'll give you that.
Please die some more. Caesar is so proud of you right now.
Come on, guys. I hear he gets lonely. Don't keep him waiting.
You do want to join him, don't you?
Well, I guess that's irrelevant now. You've joined him whether you wanted to or not. I guess I should have established that before I started shooting. But hey, I was just working with the evidence I had. Oh, Rex. I swear to God, you better be bulletproof. I don't want you dropping dead just when I start lowering my guard. Not that I could do much even with my guard up. Those guys dropped you in seconds. Look, I don't want to hurt your pride or anything, but in case you haven't noticed, you're not exactly a dog in power armor. Even if you were, your behavior will probably still get you killed. I wonder if this is unique to you, or if this is how all dogs behave. I wouldn't know. I never had a dog before, and the only other ones I've come across wanted to bite my nuts off. Things didn't turn out great for them either, so make of that what you will. Anyway, I wonder how many more legionaries they're willing to send out before they realize it's not working. Maybe they wanted to get rid of these guys anyway, so they figured why not feed them into the meat grinder and see what happens. They might succeed. Well, don't hold your breath, guys. You're in for a lot of disappointment. Well, they sure chose an interesting spot for this safe house. It's high up, it's got a very good view of the road below. If I didn't know any better, I would assume this is a military outpost. Ooh, it's dark. Holy shit, there's someone here? Finally, I found a ghost! Oh, it's just one of you. What the hell were you doing lurking in the dark? You got me all excited.
May I help you?
I'm not sure I'm the one who needs help. Can you see in the dark? Is that why the lights were off? Or maybe you were just hiding because you heard the gunfire from outside? Well, luckily for you, it didn't go so well for the other guys. So, do you live here or something?
I like to check up on things from time to time. I can't let this place fall apart now, can I? Since you're here, I can offer you some medical supplies. I can't give you everything I have, but I can give you a few things.
Ah, so this place is what, a holiday home? Weird choice considering how you have to travel through some pretty sketchy territory to get here. I hope they don't make you get out here on a regular basis. Or if they are, I hope you're getting hazard pay.
I'm usually here a few days out of the week, mostly to keep the fridge stocked. Plus, it's nice to get away from it all every now and then.
See, that's exactly what you don't say if you're being savvy. They're not gonna pay you a bonus if they think you're happy to take the extra risk anyway. Ah, what do I care? When it comes down to it, caps aren't bulletproof. So, what kind of supplies have you got? I'm totally not gonna sell this on the black market for a profit.
I can give you stims or radiation supplies. Which would you prefer?
Let's go with stims. I get shot at way more than the daily recommended amount.
Here you go.
Thank you. I wonder how much the Great Khans will pay me for this. I mean, what now? Anyways, you gotta get the lights on. Do you keep vampires in here or something? I appreciate your sense of charity, but I think we can leave the homeless vampires to their own devices. I get the feeling they will survive just fine. Holy shit, someone left a lot of goodies unattended. They are taunting me. Look, if this stuff belongs to someone already, then say something. Otherwise, I'm going to assume it's all up for grabs. That's a lot more courtesy than I would normally show when I'm looting shit, so appreciate it. Besides, it's all going to a good cause. I can kill a lot of raiders with this shit. But not the energy weapons. You can keep those. I prefer to use guns that won't explode if I push the wrong button. I guess there is a risk of regular guns doing that too if no one's cleaned them in a few years. But even then, I'd rather pick out shrapnel from my hands than have them melt away. Yeah, look at that thing. It must have a couple of hundred components. That's a couple of hundred things to go wrong. Oh, but this, on the other hand, is a thing of beauty. Oh yeah, a pump-action shotgun. I'm shocked that this is the first time I've seen one of these things in the Mojave. It's a classic. Every single self-respecting farmer should be packing one of these. Straw hats, plaid shirts, pump-action shotgun, and hard liquor. You can't do farming without any of those. It's practically the law. And besides, what else are you going to use to find your daughter a husband? Oh, now this looks like proper military armor. My one has one too many holes for my liking. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment while I change? Doc? Okay, yeah, I think that lady desperately needs to find a boyfriend. I mean, I'm flattered, but those eyes, those depraved eyes. Oh god, somebody help me! Oh yeah, I'm sure those girls at Gomorrah have to deal with this kind of shit all the time, but I didn't stare at them like a starving animal. You know that. You were there with me the whole night, so don't you try to guilt trip me. I have standards. You may not like them, but you cannot deny their existence. Anyway, that little detour turned out to be more fruitful than I anticipated. Not only do I have a decent shotgun now, I have something that doesn't make me look like one of the Van Graffs. I'm surprised nobody pointed that out all this time. I guess they're not as famous as they like to think. Although, I'm surprised that nobody in Freeside noticed anything. I mean, I know I'm famous now, but do they all know my face too? Either way, I think ditching that armor was a good move. The NCR is extending their grip throughout the Vegas area. I don't want one of them to get the wrong idea. God, listen to me. I'm actually getting worried about the NCR coming after me. When did that become a thing? Well, when they decide to use me as a covert assassin to inflict regime change, that's when. I mean, okay, she was kind of leaning towards that with the Great Khans, but at least she left me some room to maneuver back then. She gave me nothing for a house. And the consequences of killing Papa Khan wouldn't have come close to what would happen if I kill House. The worst thing that could have happened with Papa Khan was the disintegration of his tribe. The worst thing that could happen with House is the collapse of an entire city and everything around it. Those poor bastards in Freeside, Westside, and North Vegas might think they're independent. But what happens if law and order breaks down in New Vegas? There will be a flood of refugees. And where are they gonna end up? Yeah, if Crandon thinks he has a problem with squatters now, he ain't seen nothing yet. And that's just the death of House. Imagine the chaos that's gonna happen when the NCR tries to move in permanently. The locals have been giving NCR citizens all kinds of grief ever since they got here. There's no way they're just gonna let that slide. I bet you the NCR have been keeping tabs on who did what, and they're just waiting for an excuse to settle the score. If I've learned anything from Bitter Springs, is that the NCR can kill a whole lot of people without even meaning to. We haven't seen the last of miscommunications, if you ask me. Oh, I'm sorry, am I boring you? What the hell were you shooting at? Oh, is that a mantis? Oh, excellent. Time to go egg harvesting. This is all for you, cult leader. Oh god, why am I doing this with my bare hands? Are you proud of me yet, Lucy? God, how many did she say she wanted? A dozen? Oh, this is gonna take a while. I don't even know if these are going to be viable, or indeed if they will stay viable by the time I deliver them. Yeah, I'm gonna need at least double the amount to be sure. You would think that if these eggs are so valuable, they would just try to breed them at the thorn. In the wild, only a fraction of the young would survive to adulthood, so the females would lay a shit ton of eggs each time. It shouldn't be too hard to farm these things if you kept them in a controlled environment. Aha! Oh, Rex, get out of the way! Well, I guess I'm controlling the environment right now with a 12-gauge shotgun. Not exactly a refined method, but it works. Some might call this overkill, but the important part of that word is kill. Right now, I don't really care about the rest. Well, time to plunge my hands into the filth again. Ah, in the name of her glorious majesty. Haha. She better pay me a decent price for doing this. I mean, I might have to shake hands with the NCR president one day. This'll be a funny anecdote. Wow, nothing from the big one. Looks like size is not a good indicator for egg harvesting. Oh, that's a bad sign. Most of these look underdeveloped too. And God knows how many I've ruined just by ripping them out. We're gonna have to clear out this entire mountain at this rate. Oh wow, Rex. Looks like you have a thing for these guys and rats, huh? Works for me. Keep going. Show them who's the apex predator around here. Just do yourself a favor and don't try to eat them, okay? I highly doubt these things are easy to digest, even with a mechanical stomach. Oh god, here we go again. Ugh, of all the animals that could have survived the radiation, why couldn't it have been the more delicious ones? Or if that's too much to ask, ugh. How about the less disgusting ones? I'll settle for those. Although I guess I am shoving my hand into his insides and fondling for eggs. That's gonna be unpleasant no matter what. And actually, now that I think about it, that would be worse if the animal was cute and fluffy on the outside. There is literally no silver lining to this line of work, is there? I'm gonna charge a premium for each egg I sell, I swear to god. Oh, hello. At least we're not facing a shortage. Ooh, that sound! So satisfying! I mean, my eardrums are bleeding, but damn, there's no better sound to go deaf to as far as I'm concerned. This sound, on the other hand, I can do with less of that. Let's hope this Jacobstown has running water and some strong chemicals. I feel like I could peel off the skin from my hands, and they still wouldn't be clean after this. Is it me or is it getting colder up here? And look at that white stuff. I've heard about snow before, but I've never actually seen it in real life. And yet, there it is in the distance. This is surreal. Why would anyone want to live up here besides the isolation? I mean, I guess it's pretty, but the cold weather is definitely gonna make survival complicated. I have a weird feeling this doctor has something to hide. What the hell is... Ah, there's the mysterious snow. Hang on a minute. These aren't frozen milk droplets. It's just water. Somebody fucking lied to me. I guess it was too good to be true. Wait a minute. Are those Chupacabras? Oh shit, did they sack the town? Why are they shooting at me? I mean, I guess they could be like me, son of a bitch, but I thought he was the odd one out. Way to warn me about this, Julie. You didn't think this was something I should know about before coming up here?
Welcome to Jacobstown, human. You're free to walk around. Just don't stare at the Nightkin. They don't like people looking at them. And if you're NCR, keep it to yourself. They're not popular around here.
Wow, wasn't expecting that much courtesy from walking piles of muscle. I should probably choose my words carefully around here, huh? Well, I haven't been able to do that since Goodsprings, so I doubt I could do it now. Do you guys have a Doc Henry around here? Please tell me you didn't eat him.
Doc's inside the lodge.
But he is in one piece, right? Sorry if this is offending you, but I'm the sort of guy who goes by experience, and so far, it's been kind of mixed when it comes to you lot. Let's make sure I have all my bases covered. Anything else I should keep in mind besides pretending the NCR isn't a thing?
Same as any civilized town. Don't start any fights or steal anything. We'll treat you fair. Not a lot to ask.
To be honest, there are plenty of so-called civilized towns out there that couldn't say the same. So why are you guys so touchy when it comes to the NCR? Let's see if we can get some answers that don't have the word independence in them. It's like a game of bingo.
A lot of bad blood between super mutants and humans. Goes back years. Some here still got the scars and memories. Me? I don't really have a problem with the NCR. Set their sights a little too high sometimes, but they try. Legion? That's another story.
Well, if there's any consolation, that's definitely the most unique answer I've heard so far. You're actually more generous to the NCR than most locals I've talked to.
Seen them grow from a single town, Shady Sands, into the Republic. They've done good for the most part.
Oh, but there's a caveat in there, I can tell. What's the catch?
They expand. Fast. If you got land they want, they'll take it. Eventually. Did it out west? They'll do it here. They keep rolling over people. They'll regret it. That's how revolutions start.
Whoa, fucking hell, buddy. You went straight to that? It hasn't even occurred to me, and I'm one of their biggest critics. Then again, who's gonna join a revolution when the only thing fighting the Legion is the very government you're trying to overthrow? If anything, I feel like the Legion will fall apart long before the NCR.
Caesar thinks he can change human nature. Most of the Legion is following Caesar, not Caesar's ideals. When he's gone, it'll crumble. Might not happen overnight, Might take a few decades, but it'll happen. Basic human nature. Greed, ambition, jealousy. We'll see to it.
Well, luckily for all of us, you can start the clock right now. I mean, he's dead. Not by disease or old age, but through brute force. The very thing he modeled his entire empire after. So much for Legion supremacy. So, you know much about Vegas? I can't wait to see how you roast that place.
Not really. Heard it's a paradise in the Wasteland. Never been there myself. Doubt they'd let a mutant in. Amazes me people would come from all over the waste to throw away everything they've got in that town.
And yet, you still managed to squeeze in one little criticism at the end. You're a natural at this. So, what about this place then? It better be a utopia considering all the shit you gave to the other factions.
Was a resort pre-war. I renamed it to Jacobstown after an old friend. Died a long time ago. I figured us mutants needed a place to call our own. Town's far enough away from humans so they don't bother us much. One of these days I'm hoping we can trade with the rest of the Wasteland. No more fighting, just get along.
Well, we can all dream, I guess. Some of those dreams are more believable than others, but hey, weirder things have happened, right? So what do you have for trade anyway?
Bighorners. Good eating. And we can trade the hides. Got a lot of wild ones around here, so it's easy to restock the herd.
You know what else is in these mountains? Mantises. You don't have any of their eggs for sale, do you? My neighborhood cult leader is demanding a tribute. Wait, what the fuck am I saying? Ignore that bit. So what are you then, the leader?
Was part of a super mutant army. Ran a town, walked the Wasteland with a tribal. Now I'm here.
Super mutant army? Excuse me while I recoil in horror. Actually, I've heard of this before. There was a Chupacabra, Nightkin, back in Repcon who mentioned a, master? He was talking to a Brahmin skull, so I didn't know what to believe.
Long story, so here's the short version. The Master created the super mutants and Nightkin. The Master thought he could unify everyone. No more differences, no more war. It didn't end well.
Oh, where have I heard that story before? Whatever happened to originality? So, you ran another town before this? Do I want to know why you stopped being the mayor? I'm expecting scandals.
Town was Broken Hills. Bunch of super mutants, humans, and ghouls all living together peacefully. Well, most of the time.
You didn't really answer my question, so I'm gonna have to make assumptions. What was the body count? Single digits or double? Well, whatever it was, it must have been pretty bad if you had to run away with a tribal. Oh, how the mighty has fallen.
We were looking for a Gek to save the village of Arroyo. Eventually, we did. Nuked an oil rig in the process. We went separate ways after that. I went east into the Rockies, looking for other mutants like myself. Don't know what happened to my friend. I got a feeling it turned out all right in the end.
Wait a minute. You're talking about the Chosen One. You were part of the Arroyo gang? Huh, holy shit, how do you not know about what happened afterwards? Ever heard of New Arroyo? I'm pretty sure their elder is still alive. Oh man, I always wanted to check that place out one day. Anyways, I should head inside. What did you say about the Nightkin? Not to look at them? What is their problem? It's kind of difficult not to look at them. How the fuck am I supposed to get past them in a corridor? Do I have to blindfold myself? Because let me tell you right now, I'm not into that kind of shit. At least I don't think I am.
Nightkin suffers schizophrenia from the stealth boys they're always using. One of the reasons I settled Jacobstown was so they could be cured. While they're in town, the Nightkin aren't allowed to have stealth boys, so their craziness doesn't get worse. Trouble is, the Nightkin don't like being visible either. They don't take being exposed too well.
Well, I guess I'll have to keep that in mind. If I accidentally fall over or knock shit off shelves because I'm too busy looking at the floor, then you'll just have to deal with it.
See you.
Man, I was not expecting to have to deal with this today. Walking straight into a colony of super mutants, it's going to require a certain level of subtlety, which I don't have, so this is gonna end in tears. And blood. And all manner of bodily fluids. On the bright side, this guy was at least polite enough to lay his cards on the table. That's more than, say, the 3 families on the strip are willing to do. I guess if I antagonized these guys, it would definitely be my own fault. Can't say I wasn't warned. Then again, the potential consequences of not heeding those warnings are way more severe in this place. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't fancy my luck here. To think that Caesar thought that I should cower in fear at Fortification Hill. That's nothing compared to this. I mean, sure, it seems perfectly normal right now, but every single one of these guys have the ability to snap me in half by accident. No Centurion could ever do that, no matter how much they hate me.
Another human. One was enough.
Ah yes, just add some genuine prejudice into the mix and ouch, my fucking back. Oh, hi.
Bother someone else. I don't want anything to do with you.
Oh, that's good. Just wanted to make sure you won't sneak up behind me and start fiddling with my spinal column. I kind of need that. Tell you what, just let me know what I should or should not do to avoid that scenario, and I'll try, emphasis on try, to accommodate that.
Humans are always staring at things. We Nightkin don't like being stared at. Is uncomfortable.
Good thing your mayor already told me about that. You realize you're not the only ones who have that kind of problem, right? Some humans don't like being stared at either. You're not that different. It's in your head, not a mutation.
It is different. Right now, I'm trying very hard to remain civil, and you're not making it easy with your incessant questions.
Look, I'm trying as well. You get uncomfortable when someone's staring at you. Well, I get uncomfortable when someone is itching to kill me in extremely messy ways. Oh, please tell me you don't treat the other human here the same way. I would lose my mind with paranoia if it was me.
Dr. Henry, he's one of you. Go speak with him instead of me.
Well, that is why I'm here. Look, I'll try to stay far away from you in the future, but just so you know, hanging around the front entrance like this will make that a lot more difficult. You're not trying to be a receptionist, are you?
I represent the Nightkin. Marcus may lead this town, but the Nightkin listen to what I have to say. Doesn't mean I don't respect Marcus for what he's trying to do. However, he doesn't truly understand the difficulties of being a Nightkin.
To be fair, he's not a Nightkin, so that explains a few things straight away. But what more do you expect him to do? He's given you a home and a potential cure. I assume that's what the doctor is working on. If that's somehow still not good enough, then I'm sure you're welcome to leave. That might help you remember why you came here in the first place.
The stealth boys we use have cumulative adverse effects on our minds. Jacobstown was supposed to be a sanctuary, a place to find a cure. Instead, we wait and wait. I'm sick of waiting.
But what's the alternative? You think you have better luck getting a cure by yourself? You're not gonna find a magical Brahmin that squirts anti-schizophrenia milk. This place is your best option. Hold on a minute, why the fuck am I arguing with the leader of the Nightkin right now? I'll just leave you alone. How would you like that?
Finally.
Wow, that was fucking suicidal. I don't know what I was thinking there. This is why I shouldn't be in this place. I don't like not being allowed to point out stupid shit when I see it. It's completely against my nature. This is why I should never try to be a politician. I would piss off way too many important people in record time. 10 minutes into the first meeting, and they will be adding my name to a list. This must be the lab. Oh god. Avert your eyes, Rex. This doesn't look encouraging. I want my cyberdog to stay alive after the procedure, Doc. It's not too much to ask.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Huh. I'd heard there were new people in town, but I thought it was more super mutants. Nice to meet you. I'm Calamity.
Calamity? And you're working as a scientist, I assume? What the that's an interesting name. Let's just put it that way.
Thank you. Change names and jobs every decade or so just to keep things interesting. I picked Calamity this time because it sounded nice. Never really done much science stuff till now. I'm pretty good at it. Or so Dr. Henry tells me.
Ah, yes, and with a name like Calamity, I assume you're working on chaos theory? Maybe some chemical weapons testing on the side?
Most of the time. I'm Dr. Henry's research assistant. We're looking into ways to cure the, I'm also handy with tools. And once in a while I venture down into the valley to trade the big Horner hides and meat for supplies.
Well, I wish you all the luck on Project Sounds like it's going to revolutionize all our lives. I'm surprised that the mutants didn't mention you. Guess they don't count you as human? Either way, I can only assume this place doesn't get many visitors.
Prospectors looking for salvage, usually. They always run when they see the mutants. The great Khans come this way once in a while, but they keep their distance. I think they're mostly keeping an eye on us.
That's funny. When the NCR tried to do that to them, they treat it like a crime against humanity. I guess they don't assign the same rights to mutants. Well, I need to have a word with your mentor here, so if you'll excuse me.
Bye.
By the way, you might want to look up what the word calamity actually means. And look up a different name while you're at it.
If the NCR ain't got to worry about Caesar no more, it should worry about improving the lives of regular folks around here.
Well, considering where you are right now, I seriously doubt they will offer to help. And would you even want them to? Doctor?
I assume this is about something important? You're interrupting my research.
Oh yeah? What are you researching? How to help blind people to type? Because I can't see shit on that screen. You should have a word with Ambassador Crocker. You two can share notes. So, what's an old scientist like yourself doing in a place like this? Did you invent a new spinal implant and you wanted to perform some stress testing?
I prefer the solitude, and having a bunch of super mutants around tends to keep things safe and quiet.
Wow, that's the opposite of what I would expect. Quick question, how many times did you wet yourself when you first got here? And quick question 2, where's the nearest bathroom in this building? On a more serious note, I was told you were a scientific genius.
Yes, specializing in neuroscience, both human and canine. Of course, this lab is nothing compared to what I had when I was with the Enclave.
Enclave? Hang on, Eddie here has something to do with the Enclave. Do you two know each other? How come you're not with them anymore?
Yes, but the leadership and I didn't see eye to eye, so I left. It was the right decision, since the Enclave's oil rig was destroyed not long after.
Whoa, wait a minute. An oil rig? The Royal Gang blew up an oil rig? Is that what happened? Holy shit, the stories were super inconsistent about that. One version said they were fighting the Chinese, another one said they were fighting a president of some kind. Either way, that doesn't bode well for your mission, Eddie. Sorry. So, what were you saying about K9 neuroscience?
Cyberdogs and the like. It's not a field I work in much anymore.
Aha! At least that piece of information was reliable. This is why I'm here. You see this cyberdog I have? Well, he's been suffering from some kind of mental instability. He's completely lost his self-preservation instincts, and he's developing a bad habit of blocking doorways. You mind taking a look?
It's neural degradation. Biomed gel can only preserve a living brain for so long, so you'll need to find a replacement. I haven't left Jacobstown in years, but there was one woman in Novak, Gibson. I remember her living with a pack of hounds. Aside from her, I know that the Fiends and Caesar's Legion fight alongside dogs. There could be viable specimens among them, if you can get to them.
Whoa, hold on. Replacement brain? Wouldn't that kill him? Are you sure you're an expert? I mean, I'm certainly not, but that didn't sound right. I'll just assume you meant you'll replace the damaged parts of his brain with bits from another brain, okay? You're not just trying to brush me off, are you? Is your current project really that time-consuming?
The Nightkin have varying degrees of mental instability due to their addiction to stealth bar use. I've been trying to come up with a cure. I'm currently investigating the local Night Stalker population, since they seem to have developed a natural stealth field. I've also gotten my hands on a working Stealth Boy Mark II prototype, but that experiment is riskier. I'd rather not pursue that research just yet.
Wow, that was a lot of technical details and very little context. I'm surprised you're so dedicated to helping these guys. For what reason?
Because Marcus asked me to, and because it's a reason for me to get up in the morning. I'd like to get one more grand accomplishment done.
Ah, you're one of those types, huh? I know someone like that who works for the NCR. He tried to send me to a vault. But then again, his motivations were, shall we say, less altruistic? But about these stealth boys, I've used them a couple of times. Am I going to start seeing shit too? I mean, I've seen enough weird shit for real. I don't want additional content.
It's possible, but I've yet to see any hard evidence or hear of any cases where humans were negatively affected. Its negative effects are more pronounced on Nightkin.
Yeah, but you're not discounting that possibility, right? As funny as it is when I use them, I should probably ease off on these things. I mean, I can't imagine what I would be like as a schizophrenic, and quite frankly, I don't think the world is ready for that. So, what's this about a prototype?
The stealth field has been modulated to use less power and thus last longer, but for some reason it has pronounced negative effects on the user. However, these pronounced effects will allow me to pinpoint exactly what parts of the brain they're affecting. Unfortunately, I'll need to run the test on a live subject. And Marcus has encouraged me to investigate the Night Stalker mutation first.
Ah, so it's like poking a brain to see which part of the body twitches, right? Yeah, I've seen that experiment being done before, and no, I'm not gonna tell you where and why. Well, it sounds like you really do have a lot on your hands right now. Tell you what, if you could spare some time to fix my cyberdog, I'll help you with your research. Just tell me what needs to be done and it shall be so.
I'm not convinced that the Night Stalker mutation is a natural one, and I need someone to investigate their lair for proof. Some of the super mutants have looked around as well, but they've come back empty-handed. Perhaps a pair of fresh eyes will have better luck. Lily might be interested in coming with you. She's lost a few of her bighorners to Night Stalker attacks, and would enjoy a little revenge.
Okay, so you want me to track down some Night Stalkers. Not sure what the fuck that is exactly, but I guess I'll have a guide. And you're telling me these things can go invisible? Fuck me, I sure hope it's not natural. I like to think that Mother Nature doesn't hate us that much, even though she's perfectly entitled to.
I've compared the brain chemistry of a Nightkin to one of the local Night Stalkers we killed. They both exhibit similar neurochemical changes. Now, I'm not claiming that Night Stalkers are running around wearing stealth boys, mind you. I just don't think it's all a coincidence.
Well, let's hope you're right about that. I've seen what these Nightkins can do when they're fully immersed in the madness. The Mojave could do with less of that. I'll be back when I have something interesting.
Yes.
Well, it's time to go hunting, boys. I certainly have the gun for the job. I hate to say this, Doc, but your insistence on using a broken monitor is not giving me confidence. Let's hope the rest of your equipment is working as intended. So, is that a Night Stalker on the stretcher over there? The resemblance to a dog is disturbing, even for me.
Could be great cons again.
It better not be. If so, I'll have a word with them. They were supposed to get the fuck out of the Mojave. That was the agreement. They wouldn't want me to enforce that. Is that what I think it is? Oh dear God, it is. A snow globe. Shit. Hey guys, I just want you to know that this weird object here doesn't actually exist. It's just another hallucination. But don't worry, I'll make it go away.